Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am starting a project that is on my spring summer project list that I wanted to do. So I am starting the Rybka Pouch, which I found on Ravelry. I will link the pattern down in the description box below. I believe it cost me $3 or so, but it is a really quick knit that I thought was so adorable and really wanted to try. So let's go ahead and hop right into me starting the Rybka Pouch. Okay, I have got my pattern set up here for the Rybka Pouch, I believe, here on my iPad. I also just caked the yarn that I'm going to be using, which not very well. It's already falling apart. I have the electric yarn winder by Koi, I think. And honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of it. It doesn't wind your cake very tightly. And it's unfortunate because I had a manual yarn caker, but I gave it away to a friend. So that electric caker is the only one that I have. But anyways, also this pattern says to double hold your yarn with a mohair. So that's what I have. I just have a little bit left of a white one. I use this to make a pair of fingerless gloves. So I'm just going to use this one since I've already started it. And then of course, you know, my rainbow yarn. I'm very, very excited to use this. It's so pretty and I think it will make a very pretty fish. So I'm very, very excited. I'm just going to put my two tails like at the same length. And then what I like to do when I'm like double holding yarn is I make sure they're at the same length, and then I basically just tie a little knot just to keep them together, if that makes sense. Okay, there we go. They are securely fastened together. I don't even know if you can see, it's a very tiny, teeny tiny little knot, but I just like to do that so that they keep together. And this fish pouch is made on 3mm knitting needles. They're so tiny. I'm very excited for this pattern. I think it's going to be super, super cute. So I am ready to get into it, honestly. I don't know how long this will take. It doesn't have like a time for how long it will take, but you know what? I think we will be okay. Okay, it says long tail cast on method. That's my favorite cast on method, so that works for me. Okay, and here is what the cast on is looking like. It's so small, but I don't know if you can even see the colors. They look so cute. I'm so freaking excited. So stinging excited to start this pattern. So basically, I found this pattern. I don't even know where I found it, but once I saw it, I was in love. I thought that it was so beautiful. And I'm honestly so excited to start it. Okay, so basically I just have to do a couple rows of stockinette. I don't know where I first saw this pattern, but I remember seeing it. I think I found it on like Instagram Reels or something. I was just kind of scrolling and this popped up. Like I want to say it was by the creator, but I'm not entirely sure. But I saw it and I thought it was so cute. Such a beautiful little knit. And it's supposed to be like super quick, but also it is supposed to be like if you have leftover sock yarn basically, which I don't, but I have only ever made one pair of socks and one singular kind of sock that I started but have yet to finish. But I just think that this would be a really cute accessory on my purse, and also honestly like a really quick gift maybe to make up for somebody. It was just so cute. I cannot wait to finish this. Like I said, I don't know how long this pattern is supposed to take. It doesn't have like an estimated time to finish it, but nevertheless, I think it's going to be super, super cute. And I am very excited to get down to the body part because the body is knitted in the garter stitch, which I think is so smart, like so clever, because that definitely looks like very fish scaly. So just like this whole pattern, once I saw it, I thought it was so cute. And already I'm loving these colors. I saw the rainbow when I was in Hobby Lobby, and it's just like, it's going to be perfect for a fish, I thought. It also kind of is like
Fruity Pebble-esque. But yes, I think that this fish pouch is going to be beautiful. Also, I don't really use mohair ever. Like I said, I have this one little donut because I used it to make a pair of fingerless gloves, basically. I crocheted a pair of fingerless gloves, and yeah, I just really gravitate more towards synthetic fibers, I guess you could say, because that's really what is like very easily accessible to me. But I'm very excited for this pattern nevertheless. I think it's going to be beautiful. But yeah, once I saw this yarn in Hobby Lobby, because that's like the closest store to me that has yarn, I thought it was beautiful. And it, like, I already had purchased this pattern for the fish pouch, but once I saw this yarn, I was like, that's perfect. That's literally the perfect yarn for the project. So, you know, I tried to, well, recently I've tried to be a little bit more mindful of the yarn that I'm purchasing. If it doesn't have like a project, or like if I don't have a project in mind basically for the yarn, I've been trying to hold off. I've been trying to be a little bit more mindful of my yarn purchases recently, just because I don't really have the space for all of the yarn in the world, and I, you know, don't want to just store it when I could buy yarn that has a purpose, basically. Already this is looking so cute. You probably can't even see it because the stockinette is so small, but trust me, it's turning out beautifully. The colors are gorgeous. But yeah, like I said, I want to make patterns or projects that really speak to me. So like if I buy the pattern, clearly it spoke to me. And so then I feel comfortable buying the yarn for that project. And I don't know if you guys saw my last video of me kind of talking about what planned projects I have for summer and spring. But yeah, I just have really been trying to find projects that really call to me, I guess, and the fish pouch is just like an adorable little knit that I'm so excited for it. I don't know if there's a crochet version of this or not. Funny enough, this pattern actually calls for a crochet hook, which I'm assuming is probably going to be used to assemble the fish pouch, basically. I really want to get into knitting little accessories, basically, because I have really just been focusing on knitted wearables, which is like, you know, was my goal getting into knitting, was to make wearables. But yeah, once I saw the fish pouch, which is just like an accessory, I was like, that is so clever. It's so beautiful, and it is very smart for if you have a lot of sock yarn lying around, basically, to kind of eat up the yarn. It says that it only takes 8 grams if you were to do like an AirPod case size. It says that it only takes 8 grams. So, you know, not a whole lot, but I don't know. Still think it would be super cute to make as a gift for somebody or something. I really want to see how it would look worsted weight. I don't know. That would be cool too, to make a little, like maybe a project bag size of this. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so many ideas actually. Here you can see my little stockinette working up, hopefully, if it'll focus. There we go. With the white mohair, it is kind of breaking up the color a little bit, and I like that a lot. It's so stinking cute. It's really, really reminding me of that kid's book. What is it called? The fish. You know what I'm talking about? With the blue scales. And she like gave away her scales or whatever to people who thought they were pretty. What is that book called? I don't know. I'll put it up on screen what I'm talking about. But this is, you know, obviously more rainbow, and that one was blue. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's a really pretty colored fish that's why I'm thinking of it. So yeah, I just have to work up this stockinette a bit, and then I'll come back to you with my progress. But I'm really enjoying the colors. It's all looking beautiful. I can't wait until this is done. But here it is. It's so small. Literally the tiniest little knit. Okay, I did my stockinette. Let me show you very quickly what it looks like. Okay, there is how my stockinette is looking. It's looking so pretty. I love this color combo with all of the rainbow and everything. Here's the back side, which is the purling. Okay, so now I need to work my garter stitch, and this is where I can make the fish pouch as long as I want. I'm not sure how long I'm going to make it. I'll probably end up making like the AirPod size case, which is about 9 centimeters. But it's looking so beautiful. Like I said, loving this yarn. This surprisingly has an awful lot of white in it. I mean, granted, I'm using white mohair as well, but even the yarn that is like in the rainbow is, you know, surprisingly has a bit of white in it. I don't know if you can really tell, but yeah, I'm just going to work this garter stitch for however long I think will be fine, and I'll come back to you with some more progress, I guess. It really is just so fun to work on something that's working up so quickly, even though I am using a set of 3mm knitting needles, just like with the, you know, project being very, very small. It's just so cute. I cannot wait to finish this. It's turning out so cute already, but yeah, I'm just going to work on this. I'm also watching some YouTube, so I'm not just sitting here in silence, but I am really excited to see the garter stitch working up because I enjoy the garter stitch. It just works up so quick for me, but also like visually, like texture wise, I think it's so clever that they decided to use it for the fish scales because yeah, it does kind of look like fish scales. It's like so clever how you can use different stitches to give you a different texture. It's just like I am so excited to see it. Very excited. So yeah, I'm just going to work on it and then I'll come back to you when I have a bit more progress. I am looking at the tail and kind of intimidating me. It's like kind of intimidating. There's a couple of stitches that I'm going to have to learn, but I'm not going to back down. When I first started knitting, I definitely was the kind of person who, like, I saw stitches that I didn't know, so I just didn't do the project. Like, I'd buy the pattern and everything and, like, start the project, but then once I saw stitches that I didn't know, I would just quit while I was ahead because I didn't like, I don't know, it just seemed a little bit more intimidating than what it actually was for a lot of projects. So I'm not going to quit. I'm going to learn these new stitches and then we'll be able to finish our fish. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm just watching some YouTube videos, catching up really on all of my weekly videos for the channels I'm subscribed to. So, but already the garter stitch is looking so good. When I have a bit more progress, I'll show it to you because it's kind of hard to see right now, but yeah, it's going pretty good. Okay, I just finished the garter stitch, and here is where you can really see, here's the garter stitch, and here down here is where I did stockinette. But here you can really see that this really looks like fish scales with the garter stitch that we did. It looks so good. So yeah, here's where like the little fish face is going to be. And once you like use the pouch, you know, it'll cinch in a little bit. So that's kind of more what it'll look like. But yeah, the garter stitch is looking really good. I just decided to do the smaller size, which is the AirPod size. And so now I need to start decreasing for its body and like the fin, like its tail or whatever. I don't know why I was struggling to think of that word, but so far it's looking really good. So yeah, now I just need to start the decreases, which I've never done before. Decreasing like this, the way that it's saying. So it's going to be very interesting for sure. for sure. So I'm just going to work on that. But yeah, I haven't been working on this very long. It's definitely a quick knit, which I appreciate. So yeah, I'm just going to keep working on this and I'll get back to you. Okay, it is a little bit later. I did have to frog the fish and redo it just because the tail fin part of this was a little difficult for me to comprehend, so I just unraveled the whole thing and redid it, but it didn't take long to work back up because it's so small. Because it's so small, I'm also kind of worried if it's going to be big enough for my AirPods. I think it will end up being, but this is how my little fish is looking so far. I already started the cast off. I just have to snip the working yarn, but here is the tail ribbing, if it'll focus. There we go. It's looking really pretty. You can see like all of the lines in it. So really, really nice. Here's where I bind it off with the knitting, and here's the body. So basically the lip is going to fold over here, and I just need to make the I-cord, but it'll be all folded up right here, and then I just have to make another fish basically for the pouch. So I'm going to do that, but right now I do need to do some housework. But yeah, here's how one of our little fishes is looking. It's looking so stinking cute. I love the colors. I do want to make another one and not use the mohair, just to see how the fish ends up looking, like with the color and things like that. It's so soft though. It's looking so good. And yeah, this pattern is super easy to follow. I just had to learn how to do the twisted ribbing for the tail fin, but I'm so glad that I decided to redo it because it's looking so much better than my first attempt. But yeah, I am going to do some housework and then we'll be back at it. Hello everyone, it is not the next day, but the day after, so 2 days later after I started this little fish pouch. I didn't really get a chance to work on it much yesterday. I actually went to a demonstration, protest, whatever you want to call it, regarding the national parks. I don't know if you guys know this, but I live in East Tennessee, and I'm only an hour away from the Smoky Mountain National Park, and I have so many fond memories of going there as a kid, and I don't want it to, you know, change, whereas it's free to the people right now, and that could all change, as well as their funding and things like that. So that was just like a topic that's very near and dear to my heart as a Tennessean. So yeah, I didn't really get a chance to work on the fish that much, but I have finished both sides of the fish. So here's the first, and then here's the second. I just have them stitch markered together right now. It's looking so good. I love the colors so much. I'm so excited to finish this pouch, but I need to sew up the lips of the fish, and then I need to seam it all together, and I also need to knit an I-cord for this pouch and then block. So we've got a lot to do today for sure. So with me being at the national park yesterday, I was in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, which I never go to anymore just because Gatlinburg is always so packed and it's so small. So I used to go there a lot when I was a kid, but not so much anymore. But they have a like yarn store. There's a yarn store there. It is called Smoky Mountain Spinnery, and I went there, and I'll insert some footage, of course, but it was amazing. It was like the biggest like yarn store I've ever seen that was like independently owned by somebody and not like a franchise or chain or whatever you want to call it. And it was just so cool to go to. I mean, they had so much yarn, so many different fibers and colors and accessories as well. They had, actually, I didn't get footage of it, but they had CHOWGOO interchangeable knitting needles, as well as the Luca or Likey, whatever they're called, interchangeable knitting needles. But yeah, it was so cool to see that much stuff. They even had like wool bats, I think is what they're called, and like carders or whatever, like the brushes, and you can like get the wool bats and spin them into your own yarn, like, and I've never seen those in person either. Like, this place was stocked up, and the staff was really, really nice, really, really sweet. I asked them how long they'd been there because I'd never heard of them until I was in Gatlinburg and just decided, I was like, oh, well, I never come here anymore. Let's see if there's a yarn store here. And there had been, they've been there for 25 years, which is so crazy. I'm going to be 26 this year, so they've been there since, you know, 99, but, or 2000, I guess. But yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy to find that out. It was crazy to go there. It was beautiful. I'm definitely going to have to go back there. But I did, of course, have to get some things while I was there. I got 3 things, but they were kind of expensive, I'm not gonna lie. So the first thing that I got are these bamboo cable needles. So basically they're just really short double pointed knitting needles, which if you guys missed my hooks and needles subscription box review video, I knitted these little like, what are they called? I knitted these little cup cozies basically, and they were cabled, and they gave me a double pointed knitting needle to knit the cup cozy, but it was really long, and these ones are really short. They're made for cables, so I did pick up a set of these. They were about $15, but I think that I'm going to get a lot of use out of them. I think that they will definitely be really handy when it comes to cable projects that I want to knit this year. And the last thing that I got was actually some yarn. If you see this label, you already know what it is. It is Noro yarn. I have never tried Noro yarn. It is a Japanese yarn, and I saw this color and it's beautiful. If you guys don't know, I always gravitate towards green colors. I don't even know what the color of this is. It's like the label's in Japanese. I want to say maybe Sonata, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. But this yarn is a 35% cotton blend, 25% viscose, which is bamboo, 20% silk, and 20% polyamide, I believe is how you pronounce it. And one hank of this was about $25, which I think is a lot cheaper than if I were to buy it off of their website. So I did get two, so that cost me $50 for the yarn. It is a sport weight yarn, I believe, a size 2. Yeah, size 2 yarn. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it is a size 2 yarn, so sport weight. And I'm really excited to try it. It's so soft, and I think it'll be perfect for the summer, spring knits that I want to do. This is most likely getting knitted into a tank top, but once I saw the color, I fell in love, and you know what? I think this flatters me pretty good, but it's just so beautiful, and I always see such great things about Noro yarn, especially their dragon eggs, which they did not have there. They only had these hanks, but they had really beautiful colors. They had like a really hot pink, a like rusty red, orange, purples, blues, like they had all of the colors. But this was the only Noro yarn that they had, and I really, really wanted to get it. I wanted to get more yarn, but if you know, you know that natural fibered yarn is way more expensive than synthetic yarns. So, but you know, I don't live very close, and I wanted to get something, support a small business, and once I saw the Noro yarn, I couldn't resist it, honestly. So now with my mini little haul out of the way and my story of what happened yesterday, I really want to work on my fish. It's looking so good. Like I said, I really want to finish it today as well as block it, and once, it looks short right now, but once I block it, you know, it'll stretch. It'll stretch for sure. So I'm really excited to get working on it. You do have to crochet up the sides to seam it. So just keep that in mind if you're interested in this project. You will have to know how to do single crochets, which I do, but it is like a little of a mixture when it comes to the pattern, knowing how to knit and when to crochet. I also need to find out if I have the beads necessary for the eyeballs of this fish. Oh, the mohair is like shedding so bad. I'm sure you guys can see just how fuzzy this is, but the mohair is shedding so bad. I don't know how people wear sweaters and things like that out of this yarn. It's just so fluffy, like it's flying all over the place, but it is soft. It's super soft. I think the next time I make one of these pouches, I probably won't use mohair. But we'll see. Like I said, it is very, very soft. So, I don't know.
So I started knitting the I-cord, which you can see here. I did not ply it with the mohair. I just did the rainbow yarn that I had, and it is very vibrant compared to the rest of the fish. I think it looks beautiful. I definitely like that I did it this way. It's a little bit of a contrast, you know, to the rest of the fish, but I did have to look up a tutorial on how to hand knit an I-cord, and it's not at all difficult. So I was very pleased with that. I think for my first time knitting an I-cord, it turned out pretty good. But basically, I was sitting on my back porch because it was such a beautiful day out, but some of my neighbors were doing some work outside, and they had some heavy machinery going, so apologies for not speaking.
Okay, I just finished the I-cord for my little fish pouch. It's looking so good. I love the colorway. Also, I'm kind of nervous. Some of my neighbors are out doing yard work and I don't want them to hear me. But anyways, finish the I-cord. So now I need to sew the, like, the hole for the I-cord to be threaded through on the fish. So I need to sew that on each pouch. So it'll be kind of folded down like this in a way. And then we can seam it all together and weave in the ends, and then it's finished and then able to be blocked. So I am just really quickly going to seam that stuff together, like the folded lips and things, and I also got my crochet hook. I don't know if I'm going to use the mohair to sew everything up or if I'll just use the regular yarn. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'm just going to do that really quickly and then I'll come back to you with some progress. Okay, I just finished seaming up the little tunnels for the I-cord. I don't know if you can really see it. It's just the teeniest little thing, but I can now start crocheting up the sides. It's looking so good. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of pin these together somehow. I do need to leave like one side open for the I-cord, which actually I'm thinking maybe I should go ahead and thread it through before I start crocheting it together. So let me just figure out how to do that really quickly. I think if I just kind of take my stitch marker and thread it through that way, maybe that'll work. Let's see. Okay, yeah, perfect. You can't really see what I'm doing, but basically I just put the I-cord on the stitch marker and now I'm just putting it through the lip of the fish. Here we go. Kind of making it a little, there we go. So that way I can just pull it right on through. Nice, okay. I'm gonna do that for the other side. Okay, perfect. We've got both sets of the fish on there. So then I'm just gonna fold it in half like so. Okay, and there's our little pouch. So now I just need to like seam up this side all the way up to the other side for the cord. But so far it's looking so, so good. So I'm just going to crochet up the sides and then we'll be done. Literally so excited. I cannot wait to use this thing. It's going to look so stinking cute to put like my AirPods in, or even like my key fob I think would look pretty cool too. So we'll see. I think, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and crochet it up. The pattern says to block everything separately before seaming it together, but honestly I think if I just like soak it in water and then, you know, stretch everything out and then block it that way, it'll be fine. Like, it's not even gonna matter. So I think I'm gonna do it like that and then we'll block it. So yeah, I'm gonna seam everything up really quickly. But it's looking so good. I cannot wait to put the bead on it, because once that bead goes on, like, it's really gonna, like, I mean, it looks like a fish, but when I put like the little eyeball on, it's gonna look so good. So let's go ahead and start crocheting it together. Okay, I have officially finished seaming up my fish. This is what it looks like. Oh my gosh, it looks so cute. I love it so much. But this is it opened, as you can see. It's so funny. And then you just pulled the cord to tighten it up. And then I did it long enough so like I could even like tie it a little bit to keep it like secure. And here's how it looks. Oh my gosh. It looks so good. I love it so, so much. So now I just need to block it and then sew on the eye and it's done. I didn't do the eye cord with the mohair so that it kind of is like a little contrasting, and it definitely is. I didn't realize how different to the color is with the mohair. It really kind of like dulls down the rainbow yarn that I used, but I think it still looks good. It's like a nice variety basically. But yeah, oh gosh, it's looking so, so good. You could even like, you know, sew these ends together or something if you wanted to make it a loop. But I think I'll probably keep them separated. But yeah, I just have to block it. I did like the smaller version that the pattern listed, and I think honestly I want a bigger fish as well, so I'll probably whip up one of those. But yeah, I just, should I do that? Should I make a bigger one? I still have so much of this rainbow yarn, so I could definitely make another one. I think I'm gonna do that. Let me whip up another one really quickly and then I'll start blocking.
Okay, so I had never blocked any sort of natural fiber before, including wool, so I did have to watch a couple of videos to do so, but here is the other fish that I worked up. Definitely longer than my first one, but basically I just put some hot water in a bowl and I am like squeezing the pouches to get them to absorb as much water as possible, and then basically just let them to sit and soak up the water so they get wet, and then I can stretch them out. But here they are in their little bowl, just squeezing all of like the air bubbles basically is what you want to do, and then they'll be fully soaked and you let them sit.
Okay, I have my fish soaking in their little water bowl. I think you're supposed to add wool wash to your projects as they're soaking, but I don't have that, so I just did hot water. And they've been soaking for a while, so I think now's the time to take them out. But as you guys saw, I did end up knitting a second fish, so much bigger, and I'm so glad that I did that. It looks so good. So I've only watched a couple of YouTube videos on how to do this, but basically, I think I just stretch it like so, very gently, to not like agitate the wool to like felt it, basically. You don't want to felt it, from what I've learned anyway. Here I am giving tips, and this is my first time blocking wool, and then I squeeze. I'm gonna squeeze it over the sink so I don't get more water on the other one. Okay. It's looking so good. I'm so excited. I had to go through my stash of beads to see if I had anything for their eyeballs, so I didn't have to go to a store. And I think I'm going to have some good contenders. So, okay, now I roll it up in the towel to squeeze more water out. Oh yeah, there's already so much more coming out. Okay, and then I don't think I'm supposed to wring, I'm just supposed to squeeze. Okay. Yeah, so much more did come out. Okay. Okay, there's the first fish. First fish. Okay, and then I'm just going to stretch it and let it sit. I didn't see anybody pinning their wool things. I don't know if you can pin wool, so I'm not going to attempt it. I'm just going to stretch it and let it sit because that's what I saw in the videos. Okay, time to stretch it and then roll. I'm very excited for this longer fish. Oh my gosh, look at it. I don't know what I'm gonna put in this one, but I thought it was really cool. Maybe this one can be like in my purse for like my lipstick or like lip glosses and things like that. I do take a lot of those in my purse if I like wear them a lot or something. I just keep those in my purse as like touch up, so I'll probably do that. But the other one definitely will be like AirPods or like my key fob or something like that. I think that'll be really, really cool, really fun for sure. Again, trying not to like agitate the wool so that way it doesn't get like felted or matted or anything like that. But oh my gosh, it's looking so, so good. Okay. Time to roll and squeeze again. I'm just using a dish towel. I don't know if there's like a specific thing I'm supposed to be using, such as like a material or something, but I think this is just like a terry cloth type towel. I don't know. Literally don't know. I really hope I don't mess up when doing these though, because there's a lot of love and effort into these little fish pouches, and I would hate to mess them up. But again, not wringing, just squeezing. Squeezing as much water as I can and sopping up the water I spilled. Okay. Yeah, I can already tell so much water did come out from using the towel because it's like pretty much back to its normal color. I don't know how long these are going to take to dry, but I'm just going to stretch them out, lay them down. My sink is draining right now, if you guys can hear that. I'm so sorry. Okay. All right, I'll show you what they look like on the little board now. Here are my little fish pouches all laid out. trying to just keep them pretty open, like the strings and things, so that way they dry. I don't imagine these will take very long because they're not very damp right now. But they're looking so good. I definitely love them so much. They definitely got much bigger for sure. But I also have some eggs, so I was trying to get everything going in one go. But let me get my beads and I'll show you the potential eyeballs that I have. Okay, so my husband's grandma gave me a bunch of beads. So I have tons to choose from, and hopefully I have some good contenders. I think in the project it used black beads. I don't know if I have like good beads for these kinds of things. There's this one that I think could be kind of cool. It's kind of like a little tiger eye kind of looking bead. I honestly don't even know if you can see that. That's a good contender. It's like brown though, and I do want to find some black ones. Okay, and then I have this other one which has these like solid black beads, but this is pretty big. I don't know if that is a good size or not. Like I said, it's pretty big. And then there's these ones, which are kind of like, I don't even know what you call this. It's like got really sharp edges basically. And like that one could work too, I guess. Let me show you. Okay, so basically right here is the first bead that I showed you where it's kind of like a brown, maybe tiger eye type bead. And then here's this other one, which is like a textured kind of bead. Okay, there you go. You can really see like the different angles of this one. So I don't really like this one as much. I don't think that's a good contender. But I do like the size. Well, that one's maybe a little small. Let's see about this one. Yeah, maybe these are too small. Okay, so I have this bigger kind of just solid colored shiny black bead. And honestly, I think that's pretty good. It looks good with the big fish anyway. Let me get another one and see if it'll look good with the small. Okay, actually I think those are perfect. These other ones need to go. Yeah, those are definitely perfect for sure. Okay, cool, we have the beads. So now I just need to wait for these to dry. Again, I don't know how long that's gonna take, but here's the little stash of beads that I do have as well. I think this one went over here. Yeah, here it is. So I have all these cool colored ones too. Maybe like a red one would look cool on one of them. Well, actually, maybe. Maybe. What do we think? I don't know. That's a good contender too. That one's also a little bit smaller than the black one, so I don't know. I have tons. There's even like little orange ones, maybe. Maybe something like that. It's like a little smaller. No, I don't think I like that one as much. Okay, well, we have some contenders at least. At least we have some beads, but yeah, it was really nice of her. She gave me so many different beads in here. I mean, there's tons of them. But yeah, I think I have the best available options picked out. Just these solid black ones, or maybe even this kind of transparent red. I'm not entirely sure which one I like better. Maybe I'll do one of each. I don't know. I don't know. I think classic, right? I think the classic black would look best. Okay, we're gonna stick to my guns. I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll just do classic black. So I'm just gonna let these dry, and then we'll get to sewing on the eyes. Okay, hello, it is the next day. My fish have dried from their blocking process, and I've sewed on the eyeballs, and here they are. They're so stinking cute. They're so funny. I am glad that I went with the black bead for the eyeball. They're gorgeous. They're so beautiful. I love them so, so much. I definitely can see a difference between like the I-cord without the mohair and then the yarn with the mohair. Like it kind of dulls the rainbow. So I need to keep that in mind for next time. I didn't have any colored mohair to use. I just had white. And that's what the pattern said. And I do like the look of it with the mohair. I think it's very beautiful. But I do want to maybe like make one without the mohair just to see like the color difference, because like I said, the I-cord is very beautiful. It's definitely more vibrant than the rest of the pouch, but I love them. I think they're adorable. Definitely worth the knitting that it took to do these. They did not take long at all to knit up the two sides of the fish. You know, I'd say maybe like 30 minutes, and then to crochet the seams like 5 minutes or something. Knitting the I-cord was a new thing for me. I had to learn how to knit an I-cord by hand without a machine, but it paid off. It looks so good. I did do the eyeballs on different sides of the fish, you know, instead of doing it to where they're facing the same way, they're facing opposite ways. But let me know down in the comments, what's your favorite? Which one's your favorite? The little short baby one or the longer one? I personally think I like the longer one better than the shorter one. The shorter one's so cute. I'm definitely going to put my AirPods in here and things like that. And this one, I think I can put like my lipsticks or like lip glosses or something and keep in my purse. But it's so cute, so adorable. I love them both so, so much. The longer one is technically considered like the pencil case kind of thing, and it's definitely long enough to put a pen or a pencil in here, because you know you can go all the way through the tail, because I didn't seam through the tail or whatever, so it's pretty long, very, very long. And then yeah, this one you can put like your AirPods or your key fob for sure. If you have like a push to start car, you could totally put this in here too. They're just so cute. I love them so, so much. I'm definitely going to be making more of these throughout the year for friends or something like that. I think they're so cute, so gorgeous, and I'm so, so glad that I ended up making these. I will link the pattern down in the description box if I didn't already say that. It is so gorgeous, like, and it was a very easy pattern to follow, especially with the tail, because basically you have to decrease and then increase again for the tail, and it was like a different way of increasing than I've ever done before. So I was a little nervous about that, but it was really, really easy to understand and things like that. So, and then here's the fish pouch opened. It's so funny. I love that once you like cinch in the pouch, that's when it really shapes the fish's head, you know? Because otherwise it's just kind of like this rectangle. But yeah, the creator of this pattern, amazing. So smart. So, so smart. Like I said, you use the garter stitch for like the fish scale part. And I would have never thought to do that, but looking at it now, it definitely looks like fish scales, so it's beautiful. I love it so much. I was joking around with my husband and one of his friends, like, you know, people, like mostly men or whatever, when they pose with fish that they catch or whatever, they like post a picture with like their thumb in the mouth. And I find it so, so funny. So that's what I was doing. I was showing them, I'm like, here's my new fish pouch with my thumb in the mouth or whatever. It's so funny. But anyways, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was probably a shorter one just because I didn't film the process of me knitting the second one, but it's the same thing. You just knit the body longer. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below. Did this like pique your interest? Are you going to knit a little fish pouch now? The pattern is super affordable, so I don't know. And it worked up really fast, even though it's a finger weight yarn, but it's so gorgeous. I love them so, so much. So let me know, which one is your favorite, the little baby guppy or the longer fish? I definitely like the longer fish. I think it's beautiful, but that's just my opinion. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I believe this video is coming out on a Monday, so I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you back here Friday with another video. Bye!